What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now it's time for SummerSlam, but not just any SummerSlam, but the first one being run without Vince McMahon. Will the new creative team take things into a new direction, or will it be business as usual? Join us now as we look at this year's SummerSlam, giving you a quick recap and looking at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. And boy, this is one of the most insane main events I've ever seen in WWE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and on our wrestling channel, Incredible. Now, SummerSlam started off with the Raw Women's Championship match as champion Bianca Belair took on Becky Lynch. And Lynch targets Belair's left arm throughout the match, but Belair is determined to win this rubber match and put big time Bex away with a Spanish Fly followed by a KOD. Bianca Belair wins and retains the Raw Women's Championship. After the match, Lynch offers a hand. Belair is wary but shakes it as Lynch leaves and Belair celebrates. Now the crowd goes wild as Bayley returns, but she's not alone as Dakota Kai enters the stadium, followed by Io Shirai, or should we now say Io Sky, as she's just officially had a name change and nobody knew. Now things look bleak for Bianca as Bayley and her new allies confront her, but Bayley returns to the ring and heels back off, leading to a Lynch face turn. Next up is Logan Paul versus The Miz. Now Logan Paul has the momentum for most of the match despite interference from Ciampa. AJ Styles shows up to even the odds and Paul doesn't look back, getting the humiliating win when he hits a skull-crushing finale on The Miz. Logan Paul wins the match, and he even does an incredible 5-star frog splash off the top rope onto the announce table. Next up is the US Championship match as champion Bobby Lashley takes on Theory. Now Theory attacks Lashley before the bell with the Money in the Bank briefcase, but he can't stop the Almighty for long. Lashley counters an 8-count and applies the Hurt Lock, forcing Theory to tap out as Bobby Lashley retains the US Championship. Next is an ODQ match between the Mysterios and the Judgment Day of Damian Priest and Finn Balor. All bets are off as a two teams battle in no disqualification match with no clear-cut winner until Rhea Ripley stops a double 619 by Rey and Dominic. However, the lights go out and the pyro goes off and Edge is back. He charges the heels, taking out Damian Priest and Finn Balor with spears. The Mysterios hit a 619 as Balor counts the lights and the Mysterios win. Next up is Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. Pat starts off strong, but a rookie mistake in pandering to the fans gives Corbin the opening he needs and he punishes McAfee, coming close to victory. McAfee stages a comeback and the match ends when Corbin bumps referee Charles Robinson and McAfee hits a low blow on Corbin, followed by a sunset flip for the win. Next up, Drew McIntyre, the #1 contender for the Undisputed Championship, enters the arena and talks up tonight's main event between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. After that, we then get the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match with special guest referee Jeff Jarrett as the champions the Usos take on the Street Profits. As a seesaw battle as Ford delivers a flying body splash to Jay but hurts his ribs and can't cover right away. Ford argues with Jarrett as the Usos regroup and take him out at ringside. A 1D to Dawkins and it's all over for the challengers as the Usos retain the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. But then Riddle jumps into the ring and calls out Seth Rollins. He tells Rollins he knows he's not medically cleared to wrestle the Visionary, but he still wants him. He gets his wish and goes after Rollins as referees and officials try to break things up. Rollins catches Riddle with a punch, knocking him down and delivering a curb stomp. Next up is the SmackDown Women's Championship match as champion Liv Morgan takes on Ronda Rousey. Rousey goes after Liv's arm with the armbar, but Morgan keeps making it to the ropes. Rousey applies the armbar again, but her shoulders are down and the referee makes a 3 count on her as Liv Morgan retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey is irate because Liv Morgan tapped a moment before the 3 count. Regrettably for Rousey, the referee didn't see it and Rousey goes berserk, attacking Morgan followed by the referee, officially making a heel turn. The mayor of Knoxville County, Glenn Jacobs, aka WWE Hall of Famer Kane, makes an appearance to announce the attendance for SummerSlam. And then we finally get the main event as it's a last man standing match for the Undisputed Championship as champion Roman Reigns takes on Brock Lesnar. What does it take to put Roman Reigns or Brock away? Chair shots? Nope. Numerous finishes such as a spear or F5? Nope. Using a front end loader to destroy the ring and send your opponent out of the ring? Well, no. Only multiple belt shots and a pile of plunder including tables, ring steps and chairs proved to be enough for Roman to keep Lesnar down for a 10 count, and we even got Theory teasing a cash in. But he doesn't ultimately do it, for Roman Reigns in the end retains the Undisputed Championship. That was our quick recap of SummerSlam. Now let's look at the good, the bad and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as #1, an opening opus. Becky Lynch vs Bianca Belair was a match for the ages. The third match, aka a rubber match, which has been well built over the last year, with Becky stealing the title at last year's SummerSlam and Bianca chasing her for the next 8 months, finally regaining the belt at WrestleMania 38. Lynch's chase was equally as compelling as she hit rock bottom and fought her way back into contention. Last night's match could have gone either way, but the WWE cemented Belair's status as a bona fide main eventer tonight. Number 2, Lashley is a superstar. There's no denying that Bobby Lashley is a superstar. After an aimless start in the WWE, Bobby got on track with help from MVP, transforming into a monster heel and a 2-time WWE champion. Where Lashley has shown his true main event status is by succeeding as a babyface and doing so without a world championship, although it's likely there's another one in his future. Lashley's match with Theory served to remind the WWE Universe that he can work with any opponent. What's next for Lashley remains to be seen, but the WWE has a go-to top-tier babyface they should make the most of. Number 3, Logan Paul puts on a clinic. Yeah, wait, what? Was the rookie wrestler Logan Paul having a phenomenal match against The Miz? By phenomenal, we're not just talking about the phenomenal forearm he delivered to The Miz. Logan looked nothing less than stupendous as he showed speed, agility, and even a surprising amount of ring psychology as he took it to The Miz. Naturally, the WWE's A-lister deserves all sorts of accolades for helping Paul, but The Miz didn't carry Paul up to the air when he dove off the top rope onto The Miz while The Miz was laying on the announcer's table. We thought Pat McAfee was someone to keep an eye on, but Logan may be a future main eventer if he can continue improving. Number 4, McAfee delivers again. Speaking of rookie wrestlers, Pat McAfee put on another strong showing, selling quite the beating from Happy Corbin until he could mount a comeback and use a ref bump to get in a low blow on Corbin. While McAfee has worked more matches than Logan Paul, there haven't been many, and we hope that the WWE utilizes Pat on a recurring basis. Tonight's subtle tension between Corey Graves and Pat after McAfee's win suggests the fans could see the two wrestle in the near future. Number 5, a clever finish and a well-booked turn. Liv Morgan vs Ronda Rousey was largely what the fans expected, Liv fighting for her life while she struggled to find a glimpse of hope. The SmackDown Women's Champion found it when Rousey locked in the armbar and Rousey's shoulders were down on the mat. Rousey's anger at losing due to a bad call was justified, but her post-match reaction made it clear Rousey wasn't going to lose twice to Liv Morgan, thus her decision to turn heel. Kudos to the WWE for the clever finish and foregoing a predictable run-in from Charlotte Flair. Number 6, Bayley is back and she's not alone. Bayley finally made a return to WWE, surprising the fans and Bianca Belair when she showed up after the Raw Women's Champion defeated Becky Lynch. That was just the first surprise though, as Dakota Kai joined Bayley, followed by Io Sky. Bayley is back and she's already got an impressive stable backing her up. This was the kind of surprise fans like to see, especially at a premium event. Even better, the WWE used Bayley's return wisely, keeping her and her cronies from engaging Bianca Belair, thanks to some surprise assistance from Becky Lynch. It's good to see the WWE show restraint with a return and keeping a physical confrontation with Bianca for somewhere down the road. And a monstrous main event. Tonight's last man standing match was a true battle for the ages as Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar used every tool in their arsenal, including in Brock Lesnar's case a front loader. There was certainly some trepidation by fans wondering how Lesnar and Reigns could top any of their previous matches, but top them they did, including Reigns destroying the ring, Heyman taking a long overdue F5, and the Bloodline burying Lesnar under a pile of tables, chairs and stairs to ensure Reigns' victory. Even Theory got in the action as the hapless superstar thought he was in the right place at the right time when he tried to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Unfortunately, Lesnar proved him wrong with an F5, leaving Theory to cash in another day. While Roman's run as champion is getting tiresome for fans, it's difficult to deny this was one of the best main events in the last 10 years. But that was a good whatever the bad is. Number 1, dragging Dom. No, we're not talking about the hilarious spot on Raw where Rhea Ripley dragged Dominic down the hallway, but the snail's pace of Dominic's heel turn. The WWE has teased a Dominic heel turn for far too long, and they need to either turn him heel or put him into a new singles program. The problem is that without Rey Mysterio at his side, either his tag partner or his opponent, Dominic's future is uncertain. He has the talent, but he hasn't developed enough yet. He doesn't seem over enough to make it on his own, but with a feud with his famous father could change all that. Number 2, Becky is better at bad. Becky Lynch has shown she's phenomenal heel, so why did the WWE turn a babyface after just 1 year as a heel? Unless the WWE plan on swerving the fans by having Becky turn on Bianca and joining Bayley, there just doesn't seem to be no reason for Lynch's return to the babyface side. Does the WWE feel Bayley will be overshadowed by Lynch if the two work as heels? If so, why didn't the WWE just book Bayley on SmackDown? It's a puzzling move that the new creative team seems to have pulled merely to pop the audience. That was nothing downright ugly, as the first Triple H produced SummerSlam was a phenomenal premium event that suggested WWE is good in hands creatively. There was plenty of action, some well-booked finishes, and an over-the-top main event that far exceeded expectations. What do you guys think of SummerSlam this year? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.